I'm in Seattle, Washington. Uh, DoorDash deactivated me when I got here. Well, basically, just to keep it really real, I dashed from Mississippi to Seattle, Washington, did 1,000 deliveries, and I was using a family member's account, if I'm just gonna keep it real. And I got to Washington and they asked me for photo verification and I couldn't do it. And the only reason I can't have an account in my name is because I have a 10-year-old misdemeanor. And Checker, the background check company that DoorDash uses, flagged me for a simple assault charge from 10 years ago. Checker did. And DoorDash denied me because of a 10-year-old misdemeanor. So now I'm out here in Washington with no income. I can't DoorDash, I can't Uber, I can't YouTube, I can't Grubhub, I can't Spark Drive, I can't do none of that because they all use Checker. So, honestly, I had a little bit of money saved up, but I kind of don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be all right. It's gonna work itself out. I have my gym membership. You know, I can shower at Planet Fitness. I got my car, and I got my bed in the back. But nah, if you come out to Washington with DoorDash, be prepared to photo ID. It's because they have to pay you $26 an hour here. All right, so yeah, that's what happened. So, but anyways, I'm in Seattle though, and there's people shooting dope everywhere, all on the sidewalks in front of the police department. A dude was hitting a meth pipe at the bus stop yesterday. So now I got to figure it out since I can't do DoorDash, Uber, none of that for a 10-year-old misdemeanor. So I don't know who's in the chat or whatever, but I was just explaining that I got deactivated. So, uh, yeah. So now I got to figure it out. And there's no jobs here either. So I'm kind of stuck. There's shelters around and stuff, but I have a car and I have a bed in the back and I shower at Planet Fitness. So I'm not going to go stay in a shelter. I mean, these people are shooting meth on the sidewalk in front of the police department down here. Like, seriously. It's like Kingston, Philadelphia or some shit out here with the dope. So I dashed across the country with DoorDash, but I wasn't using my account. I'm going to reiterate what I had just said quicker. I was using a family member's DoorDash account, right? I did over 1,000 deliveries. I went across from Mississippi to Washington State. All right, never once did they ask me to photo ID. All right, so yeah, I was in the wrong, but at the same token, I had to get away from Mississippi. So DoorDash paid my way to Washington. Well, yesterday morning I woke up and went to turn Dash on, and it asked me to photo verify my ID because they have to pay you $26 an hour here when you dash. So of course they really want to make sure it's who you say you are. So if you're going to DoorDash across the country, do not come to Washington if it's not your account. But never once prior to that, over 1,000 deliveries, did they ask to verify my identity. All right, so now I can't do Uber, I can't do Grubhub, I can't do any of the gig apps because Checker, the background company that DoorDash uses to check your criminal background, it flagged me for 2 misdemeanors that are 10 years old. 10 years. Like, I am a whole grown ass man now. That was when I was a kid. All right, so it's just 2 counts of simple assault from when I got into it with a dude who said something out the way to my girl. All right, from 10 years ago. They won't let me drive for DoorDash under my real name. That's why I used a family member's account to get out here, because I was in a bad situation and I had to get away from it and I needed to make money. So I was working 60 hours a week to get out here. It wasn't easy with just solely DoorDash. Man, I've been on so many deliveries. I put on 13,000 miles on my car since I left Mississippi in a period of a month. I mean, so I'm grateful, but now that I got out here and I've never been here, there's people shooting up dope everywhere, getting high on the sidewalks. I'm like, where the hell am I going to go? So now I got to figure out something. I try to get a job. I've been trying for the past 2 days to get a job out here. There's 92-year-old men working at McDonald's. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, you can't even get an entry-level job here because you have 70-year-olds working. 80-year-olds. I could not believe it. Minimum wage is $20 an hour here. Great. Good luck finding a job here. You know what I mean? I could not believe the dude was shooting dope in front of the police department yesterday, and cops were walking by him, looking at him, and not even doing shit. They just walked on by him. So I'm kind of a little worried about it. I'm from Mississippi. So part of me wants to go back to Iowa, Idaho, Boise, Idaho, because it's a Republican state. And look, I'm not trying to get political. I'm not neither Democrat nor Republican. It's not about that. I've just noticed that the Republican states, I feel like I could find work there. I'm from Picayune, Mississippi, and right now I'm in Seattle, Washington, and it's kind of ghetto. And I do not understand how the streets work here. I keep up one-way streets on accident. But anyways, you get outdoor. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash deactivated me because I was using a family member's account. And I had been doing it for a long time back at home in Mississippi. And, I did it in Slidell, Louisiana. So then I said, well, hell, I'm going to go across the country with it. They didn't ID me all them times I DoorDashed at home, back then. So, hell, I said, and I made it all the way to Washington State. 1,000 deliveries and a 5-star customer rating. I mean, perfect customer rating. And people were like, thanks, Barbara. They would laugh when I'd deliver them food at the door. You know what I mean? And they knew that I wasn't who the account said it was, but I'm so nice and I'm such a good person and I'm not a threat to anyone. I'm talking about these misdemeanors are 10 years old. Come on now, really, DoorDash? And DoorDash, I call support and they say they can't do anything about it because Checker, the background check company, pulled it up and that I would have to dispute it with Checker. Well, there's nothing to dispute. It did happen. So I can't dispute the fact that there is 2 misdemeanors from 10 years old. They're there. But that's 10 years ago. Like, I didn't even think employers could go back that far with your employment history or your criminal history, especially misdemeanors. But that's what Checker did, and DoorDash can't do nothing about it. They said Checker, pulled up the information and the final decision was made. So now I can't do Uber, Spark, Grubhub, none of it. So, and I'm fine with working. Don't get me wrong. I am not lazy. I work 60 hours a week to get all the way from Mississippi up here. So I'm not lazy, but I can't find a job here. Like all day yesterday, I put in applications and no one seems to be hiring here. So I got a couple $100 and I got, I sleep in the car and I got a gym membership. That's where I shower at. And, I shower every night at the gym. And see, Dad, there is Red Cross here, shelters and stuff. But the thing is, in order for me to go stay in a shelter, I have to leave my car. And my car is my everything right now. I've got my bed in the back and everything. It's comfortable when I sleep in my car. Planet Fitness says I can sleep in their parking lot all I want because my car is stealthy. I have like blackout curtains on the inside so no one can see inside of it. So I've been going to shower at the gym every night and I work out and I shave and shower and, take a dump or whatever I got to do at the gym, right? That's like my home base. Well, I branched out from my home base yesterday trying to find work around here because I'll work a full-time job and they'll never even know I live in my car. I can stay clean and take a shower every day. And then I was going to plan on getting a couple checks up under me, living in my car, and at $20 an hour, that'll be sweet. I have no bills. So all I can do is take these checks and stack them up and save. But nobody's hiring. So I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. Um, and the shelters won't even let me bring my car. They're like, oh, you got to go park your car at public parking. In Seattle, Washington, I think not. They're shooting dope in front of the police department. I don't think my car is going to be safe to sit somewhere overnight, and this is my everything. So I really can't leave my car behind and go to a shelter. So that's not an option. I even went to McDonald's today, and there's 60 and 70-year-old people working there in entry level jobs. And I mean, hell, I mean, anything above entry level, you're going to have a degree, a bachelorette, a doctorate. Seattle, you're either rich in Seattle or you're dead on your ass in Seattle. You know, living in a car. All along the interstates in Seattle, you'll see motorhomes and pop up campers. And I think it's people just like me who came out here thinking in chase of this $20 an hour money and they got stuck. Y'all do not come to Seattle if you're door dashing and you're not using your account and you come to Seattle, you're going to get screwed off. And then you're going to be in a bad situation. I mean, there's no resources here to help. So I'm really kind of debating on going to Boise, Idaho. It seemed more welcoming. The economy seemed better. There wasn't people shooting dope in front of the police department. And I got a year's sobriety too. So I really don't like it here. Y'all just be careful if you come to Seattle. So I'll figure something out. It'll work itself out, but it's just it was a trap. All right, let's see. You home, police, red light cross. Funking going on, please listing me. I have no clue what the chat's talking about, but yeah. I went down this one street, and these people were all they were all, I guess, on fentanyl or whatever, and like everyone looked like a zombie. I mean, they were drooling and hunched over, and I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand how, like, but I do get it. This city's a trap. I mean, it really is. If you come here traveling and you don't have a good chunk of money, you can get stuck here. You can get stuck here real quick, and that's why there's people in pop-up campers living on the interstate. Literally, there's motorhomes, abandoned pop-up campers, hundreds of them all along the interstate here. It's people that came here and got stuck. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to plan out real careful where I'm gonna go from here with $100 in gas. I gotta get probably far away from Seattle because there's no resources. They're all being tapped and used. They give out lots of government money and stuff and welfare and stuff here, and but yet there's still people all over the streets walking down with suitcases and garbage bags. Case in point. It's pretty though. I mean, it is. It's you know, the buildings and stuff. It's cool. The ocean's cool, Pacific Ocean and all that. It's pretty, but the people and the homelessness and the drug use on the streets not pretty. Dude shitting on the sidewalks not pretty. And I heard San Francisco is much worse than this. I was gonna go to San Francisco to DoorDash, and I should have just went there like I originally wanted to, and I wouldn't have been deactivated, probably. But if you come to Seattle, you risk getting deactivated big time. So, but I kind of knew that chance was there. I'm not. That's why I have a couple $100 set back, but it's just a couple $100, you know. So I figured if it did happen, what I would do is just find a job somewhere, wherever I was at. But there's no jobs here. I hope one of these rich people hit me in their Lamborghini. Honestly, that would be the best case scenario. Real talk. Let one of these rich ass people in their Lambo just slam into the back of me. That would be a blessing. I'd hop out, my neck and my back. I mean, I don't know. So I went to Labor Ready yesterday morning, and it was actually the Labor Ready headquarters, and I caught one of the executives going in, and I was like, "Hey, I want to work for Labor Ready," and he's like, "Well, this is the executive, the corporate office." He goes, "Normally you need to go to a normal Labor Ready location." He goes, "But I can get you signed up." He goes, "Come on in," and it took him like a couple hours to get me signed up because he kept having glitches on the system, but I got signed up for that, and there was a job this morning on Labor Ready, but you had to have black pants to do it. Well, I went to the store to get black pants, and the black pants were $89 for some black pants, and I would have made $150 working a 12-hour shift, is what it was. It was a 12-hour shift, but you had to have black pants. So I wasn't going to spend $89 on black pants because nowhere was open by the time I had to be at that shift. There was no other stores open to buy black pants, especially in my size. So uh, I couldn't do it, and that kind of screwed up. I couldn't justify working a 12-hour shift for 60 or 70 bucks. It was 9 to 9. So if I would have had black pants, I definitely would have done it. But that's just temporary. That's not anything permanent. You know, that's just a day. I need a job, like a full-time job. um, I have no clue where I'm at. Chinatown. That's what it looks like. There's all these Chinese businesses and stuff. There's lots of Asians here. Well, in Indians, Native Americans. This is by T-Mobile Park. This is Seattle Boulevard and Dearborn. Well, I'm gonna jump up off here, but don't come to Seattle if you don't have a good account. So I'll talk to y'all later.